What's going on, Virgo? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for August 2022. So in this reading, Virgo, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides regarding August 2022. But before we begin this reading, Virgo, I want to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading. I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, Virgo, definitely smash that like button and subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. That would also be greatly appreciated over here. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump in. I'm going to pull the energy and see what it is that would like to come through for you, the sign of Virgo, for August 2022. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Virgo. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got going on here for you, Virgo. All right, Virgo. All right. There's someone out there that you're meant to be with in love, okay? I really feel like they may not be able to see you if you don't express yourself to your full capacity. You know, like, in order for, like, what's coming through is there's a destined relationship for you. There's someone that you're meant to be with. Like, even if you don't believe in destiny and soul contracts, which exist, you, are going to attract someone who's just like you, who gets you, someone who really reflects you. But right now the problem is I see that you're not really expressing yourself to your full capacity. So in August, I see you actually taking hold and really maybe even tweaking your identity even 10%, which is going to open up all these possibilities for you, because they say you find the one you love doing what you love, even if what you love is just a hobby or it's something like that. But if you don't put yourself out there, how can you expect anyone to find the real you? You know, this is a theme coming through for you because there is someone coming through here for you. Now, if you happen to be in a relationship already, there's something about you expressing yourself, and instead of it going bad, your partner actually sees the real you and falls deeper in love with you. No matter what you cut it by, if you can learn to take what's on the inside of you and put it to the outside instead of, like, you know, feeling like you have all these thoughts and feelings on the inside, but then you behave differently in the external world, how you show up. If you can merge your inner world and your outer world, you're going to attract synchronicity, you're going to attract abundance. It may be a little bit scary for you to do this, but I'm telling you, this is the ticket to your success. Now, it's like, for example, like what happened with me with the Autistic Mystic. As soon as I put myself out there and I started to be me, I mean, soulmate after soulmate, soul family started to come into my life, but not until that point. So let's get into this reading for you to make more sense of it. Your opportunity is the Three of Wands here, Virgo, for August 2022. The Three of Wands is all about being really optimistic, waiting for your ships to come in, but I see it as you really maybe even visualizing what you want, you know, visualizing the lifestyle that you want, because the mistake people make is that they think, you know, your opportunity with the Three of Wands, it's not what's happening now that counts. It's like, what are you building up towards? What are you setting up in your energy right now? Like, even if you haven't manifested something special, if you make a shift in your attitude, that changes your entire life. That changes the people that you attract, the circumstances you attract, everything, how your body feels. Your body will give up on itself. It won't give up on itself if you are, or if you're really being who you are. Your soul has more expansion to be made here. I know this sounds crazy for some of you, but just bear with me. Now you have the Magician here in your challenge, so I do get like limiting beliefs. I do get like in your challenge with the Magician is you're not really living up to your full potential. Because do you realize what Virgo is? Okay, like not to be weird, but I'm not a Virgo sun, but I have like I think like 6 or 7 Virgos, like my planet or whatever in the astrology. A lot of Virgo I am. Virgo is literally the manifestation of God. So you're limiting yourself right now, basically is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you stop worshiping God and start realizing that you are an extension of God. Not that you're God and you control the whole universe, right? But you control your universe. And there's something here about you playing small. There's something here about you not really expressing your true capacity. And you're just going to arrive at death and basically say, well, Virgo, you knew what you had to do. You just didn't do it. Now, obviously, you're going to have reasons for that. But I see a threshold being crossed here. I see it not really even being a problem for you. Now, in your overall general energy, Virgo, you have the King of Wands, you have the 9 of Cups, and you also have the 4 of Wands here. No matter whether you are more masculine or feminine, this is coming through as you, Virgo, the King of Wands. You know, I feel like you're letting your weirdness out. You're no longer playing small, and because of that, you're going to be very happy within yourself. But then, because of that happiness, you're going to attract new partners, relationships, and your soul family ultimately to come into your life. Now, of course, this is going to maybe give you problems, you know, when you start to express yourself. The people that are around you are going to be like, well, why is Virgo behaving so differently, or, you know, X, Y, or Z. But if you start to express yourself, actually, you know, and people start to like get upset with it, well, you were never in a relationship with them. You were just a caricature in their reality. So there's something about here, if you can fill up your own cup first, Virgo, that's what you have to do. The 9 of Cups is all about magical manifestation, attracting things to you through your own positive vibration. So instead of trying to change things in the external world, you simply show up differently and it changes everything for you. Synchronicity, okay? Yeah, so now in what you don't see coming here, Virgo, a lot of you are going to feel like you're an idiot doing this, by the way. Like because you're a perfectionist, you're a Virgo, you literally, even if you don't know it, you subconsciously know you are the manifestation of God, like in this plane. You're going to feel like an idiot for doing it, but what perfectionists don't realize is like, to be perfect all the time, perfect, is that really a true notion of perfection? Probably not, right? So I know this is weird, but now in Virgo, what you don't see coming, you have the King of Pentacles, you have the Hanged Man, and you also have the 7 of Pentacles here. So this is investing into something that's going to lead to a lot of long-term stability for you. You have the Hanged Man, which is seeing something from a completely different perspective here, Virgo, or it's surrendering. You know, what I'm getting, like the centerpiece to your reading, is that if you can surrender to who you really are, the Hanged Man, if you can just sit there in the suspended state, you're going to attract all the abundance that you need. Because here's the thing that people don't understand, like, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm really not making this stuff up. Try it and you'll see that it works. When you act on your true passion, or what you do when the universe really tells you something that's on your heart and you do it, the universe will always support you, Virgo. Always. It may not be in the form that you think it is, but the King of Pentacles is here to remind you that if you invest into your heart, if you can be who you really are, or the person you were born to be, you're going to attract abundance. And it's something that is how physical reality was designed to operate. Okay, now your mind isn't going to understand this, by the way. I understand that. Like, a lot of you like are going to be like, well, okay, well, if I just, you know, quit my job or stop doing this thing that's inauthentic to me, you know, I don't really see how that's going to go good, because you have to commit to it. You can't just like be authentic and then dabble in it. You have to say, from this point on, this is who I am. And then when you have that, like, that utter, like, knowing commitment type energy, then the universe is like, okay, we're ready. It's almost like, you know, the universe is a little weird. Like, why it was like this, created like this, who knows? I don't have all the answers, but it's almost like there's these little goblins that are like testing human beings, that are like, is he serious about this or no? Like, is he serious about living out his or her destiny, her or his destiny, or no? And the people that kind of like do it a little bit and then they back out and they like pussy out, and the universe is like, no, like, send them a rain cloud. But the people who are like the whole universe rearranges itself for a stable mind. So with the Magician here being in your challenge, you must never forget that the universe responds to your vibe. Like, circumstances do not matter. Only your state of being matters. Because your state of being creates your circumstances. Okay, but for a lot of you, you're looking at the circumstances and you're like, but what if I do this? And then, no, because that's hesitancy, and that will create only more hesitancy. So I see optimism as the way forward, whatever this may be. All right, Virgo, let's keep going here. So I want to clarify why is the King of Wands here in your overall general energy? Connecting with spirit. Like, there's something about you connecting with spirit, right? You know, you have the Three of Wands, the King of Wands, the Four of Wands in this top row that I'm looking at. So you're getting, like, the inspiration. Why is the King of Wands here for Virgo? The King of Wands is clarified in your overall general energy by the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and also the Hermit. So in your overall general energy, there's something that it's like you don't really know whether or not you can express this part of yourself to your full capacity, because you're like, well, how do I balance the life that I have and the new one that I want to create? For some of you, you're going to have to do this. For some of you, this is what I did, where I was like working somewhere I hated to work, and then on the side, I did YouTube, and I was committing on my authentic self. Maybe don't tell your big plans to the family and to the people who won't believe in you. You have to have mentors, Virgo. You have to do this smart. You have to have people, like, don't tell your dreams and this thing to everyone. Tell it to people who will feed and believe in you. I could be one of those people for you, right? Or the people in this comment section could be one of those people for you, I guarantee. But you don't really know. You may have to balance this new identity with the life that you have. And also, I just get the split, you know, between like, part of you is like, hell no, and part of you is like, hell yes. So some of you may have to take time to work on your internal parts. You know, I did this where there was like a period for like a year and a half where I did intense shadow work, where, what does that mean? You're going into your traumas, your childhood traumas. You're visualizing what you want. You're working on your vibration. You're eating healthier. You're hiring coaches. You're hiring mentors. You're cutting toxic people out of your life. You're exercising more. You're working on how you're doing it. Like, you're the hermit. And if you do that for maybe like a while, you're going to go so much further than the people who just don't change their identity, who don't change their habits, who do the same shit and try to take action from that place. It won't really work. That's why the goblins will kind of send you the thunderstorms at that point. So if the goblins, you want them to send you rainbows and gifts, then you have to show that you're committed. And how do you do that? You just do it through time, and you do it through whatever process is necessary for you. But I just sense like there's this cosmic, like there's this big open window for you, at least. Three of Wands. Don't be afraid to dream big, because even if you don't get to where exactly you want to go, you're going to go much further than if you didn't set your goals high at all. So let's clarify why the Hanged Man is here. There could have been something that triggered this or something, Virgo. Why is the Hanged Man here in... This could be a love. Someone may have like broken up with you and like you just... Or this could be because you fell in love with someone, or this could be for... No, if that's not the case, there's someone out there waiting for you. Like, what did I say in the very beginning? Like, there's a soulmate out there for you, because if you look at this reading and what you don't see coming, you have the King of Pentacles, and the advice from Spirit, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So, there's someone out there for you for sure. Why is the Hanged Man here, Virgo, in what you don't see coming? The Hanged Man is clarified by the Fool, the Seven of Pentacles, and also the Seven of Cups. So yeah, this is a new direction that you want to move into, something that's more authentic, that's true to you, something that you want to do for its own sake, by the way. Like, this is something that you got to do for its own sake. Like, if my greatest joy was to go down you know, skiing, and my greatest joy was to be a skier, then that's what I would do. You wouldn't see me here anymore. I love to do this. That's why I upload these videos so much, and to show up for you guys and to do the readings and the coaching and everything else I do for everyone. So that's why, like, I don't do this for like anything other than I like to do it, and then I get the results from it. So if you have something that you want to do for its own sake, I'm telling you, there's something that you want to do for its own sake, whether this is a hobby or something new, that you're like, well, I can't support myself that way. Really? You can literally support yourself anyway. Like, if your belief systems weren't here, reality, you could literally walk through walls. This is not what you think it is. This reality, like, oh no, it's a hard table. I'm knocking on a hard table. No, it's not a hard table. There's people, Indian meditators, who can levitate. There's literally miracles happen every day. Don't limit yourself here, Virgo. If you have something that you want to do it for its own sake, and it can support you financially, however it needs to. You have the Seven of Pentacles and also the Seven of Cups here with the Fool to the Hanged Man in what you don't see coming. So I see there are questions of like, am I really going to invest in this? What about the life that I've created up until this point? Am I willing to give that up? Am I willing to give that up? But I'm telling you, Virgo, you would too if you knew what this game would do to you. What is the game? It's the Fool's Journey. It's willing to follow the call from Spirit. It's, most people don't even, there's literally going to be a percentage of people who hear this and are just laughing at it. And they're just like, what is this crazy coup talking about? Those people here who are just, you know, numbing themselves out, who are lying to themselves, who are in a reality, they can't even understand what I'm saying. So that's good. If you can understand what I'm saying, that's good. You know where you need to go. You know what this is about, okay? And, goblin, so I'm getting weird in this one, if you couldn't already tell. Let's go ahead and see why the Magician is your challenge. Why is the Magician here in your challenge here, Virgo? I mean, the Magician in your challenge, I mean, once again, there's people imposing belief systems on you. I don't want to be dark, but there are people, like, why do you think society, everyone's watching the same television network? We're controlled by the media. We're controlled by the negative food we eat. We're controlled by all these negative, literal thought forms, demonic entities. People don't know it exists. Sorry to break your bubble. We're controlled by these things. Negative magicians. If you want to, like, I'm psycho bred. If you couldn't already, like, the things that I do to break out of the matrix trap of sleep, of like my body being with all these things I don't want in it that were put, like the food, in order to break out of that spell that most people just like are like, oh, of course it is what it is. What do you mean? You don't want to know, like, the things that I do to do that is crazy. You have to get crazy if you want to, like, people are mugging you. Like, the universe is trying to keep you down. If you realize, get angry. There's dark wizards trying to keep you down in this reality. People don't want to view it that way. That's cool. View it like, oh, people just want to keep you poor so they can make money. Whatever, like, I don't know who this reading is for. People are going to think I'm crazy for this reading, but guess what? That's what I want. Like, okay. There's a story about Indian sage Bodhidharma who was to meet with a Chinese emperor. And this Indian sage arrived to the emperor, because he was a sage to help this man spiritually, with a shoe on his head. He just stood there with a shoe on his head. And the Chinese emperor asked Bodhidharma, the sage, the Indian sage, what is the meaning of this? Why have you arrived at my temple with this shoe on your head? And he's like, the Indian sage said, because I wanted you to know the type of man you're dealing with right up front. What do you think I do with the name The Autistic Mystic, who I really am? Know who you're dealing with right up front, because then the wrong people will leave. So, because wisdom cannot be understood by the mind. A lot of you are trying to understand this reading by the mind. It won't work. This is soul knowledge. This is going with your gut, listening to your intuition. I feel like I said too much in this reading. I feel like half of you guys can't even understand it. But let's keep going here. The real ones will. If I could only help one person with this reading, then that's who it's for. Why is the Magician here for Virgo? Alright, the Sun. One more. This has got to be the craziest reading I've ever done. Magician. High Priestess. Three of Cups. Hierophant. All right, yeah, so I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of you are meant to be leaders here in your own life. There's a commitment here. You have the High Priestess here, which is, once again, following your gut, dreaming big. Don't let limitation hold you down. You also have the Three of Cups here, which is what I'm telling you. There's part of your soul family you're meant to meet. In your overall general energy here, Virgo, you have the Four of Wands here, which is all about soul family. In your challenge, you're not being who you really are. How do you expect the true people that will love you to enter in your life? They won't. So I'm going to leave you with a quote, Virgo. I'm going to butcher it, but we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces in high places, wickedness, principalities. So with that being said, I'll talk to you next time, Virgo. This is the Autistic Mystic. Peace.